Out the Sky News. Let's go check out what they have to say. Pagers explode across Lebanon, injuring dozens of people, including Hezbollah members. It's your boy kicking it with Timmy B. Hit the like, share, and the subscribe button. Let's get into this.
Security officials in Lebanon say that dozens of people have been injured after their pagers exploded in what's described as one of the biggest security breaches the group has faced in nearly a year of war with Israel. The Hezbollah official says that several hundreds of the 100 members of the group have been wounded. The devices exploded in a number of parts of Lebanon. Residents reported hearing explosions 30 minutes after the initial blasts. Well, the pagers that detonated were said to have been the latest model bought by Hezbollah in recent months. Well, in just a moment, we'll speak to our security and defence editor, Deborah Haynes. But first, our Middle East correspondent, Alistair Bunkle. And Ali, what do we know about what has happened here and what's been, so far, any response from Hezbollah and Israel?
It is an extraordinary situation. There are pictures, for anyone who wants to see them, doing the rounds on social media of CCTV cameras in supermarkets and on streets, and then relatively small explosions coming from people's bags or around their waist, their pockets, their belts, as these pagers seem to explode. Now, the numbers injured, unclear, but reports are that over 1,000 have been injured. That Beirut's hospitals have been put on high alert. There's been calls for blood donations. And the finger is being pointed, as you would expect, at Israel. Israel has not claimed responsibility for this, either officially or through sourced briefing. But everybody will assume, given the conflict that is going on between Hezbollah and Israel along the Lebanese-Israeli border, everyone will assume that it is Israel behind this. I think we can also fairly assume that anybody carrying one of these pages was probably relatively senior within Hezbollah. I think that sort of idea is also supported by reports that Iran's ambassador to Lebanon was also wounded when his pager exploded. The reason being that, of course, Hezbollah has been very careful to make sure that it's not being traced and to avoid detection by Israel, and so therefore has avoided using mobile phones, which are pretty easily hacked into these days. You can trace people, you can listen to conversations, you can read messages, etc. And so it seems as they've been using pagers as a pretty lo-fi device in order to exchange messages. Now, how exactly this happened, we don't know. I mean, most of experts in this kind of field that I've been speaking to say that you could send a signal to these pagers, a sort of coordinated signal that effectively would overheat the battery to the point of explosion. But to do that, and to do that in a coordinated way and to specific pagers, would require a level of detail that suggests a major security breach, another major security breach for Hezbollah. So it will be embarrassing for them, humiliating, but also it puts the question now is how do they respond to this? Because if the reports are accurate and there are more than 1,000 wounded, that is a very large number. We haven't had any reports of fatalities yet, but that is a large number of wounded in a conflict that has been getting more and more heated, particularly in the last couple of weeks.
Absolutely. All right. Ali, for now, in Jerusalem, thanks for that. Let's bring in our security and defence editor, Deborah Haynes. Deb, great to have you with us. Look, what's your sense of this? As Ali was saying there, it's not entirely clear that if, there was a signal sent to these devices, how they would have exploded. What are your sources telling you?
Well, I mean, obviously people are trying to work out what happened, but I've spoken to a security expert and a second expert, actually, who also had the same thought. They think it's unlikely that it would be overheated batteries alone that would cause the force of the blast that has caused the wounds, the injuries that have been shown on social media. They speculated instead, and it is just speculation, that maybe these pagers pagers, if it was known that Hezbollah was shifting from using mobile phones to try to protect their communications to going old school with pagers, which are much more basic, clunky devices, that maybe the pagers themselves could have been tampered with initially, even before they were passed to the Hezbollah fighters, maybe even explosives being put inside them that could then be kind of a ticking time bomb to be set off at a time of the attacker's choosing. By sending, again, it would be a signal, a message to the pager that would then trigger the bomb. And obviously the battery in the pagers would then amplify the blast. This is just speculation. I don't know what happened. Clearly, there's going to be an investigation. There will be an investigation going on right now as to how this could have happened. But it is a pretty extraordinary scene to have a coordinated attack, multiple pagers exploding at around the same time. One of the experts said to me it'd be interesting to know whether any of the pagers that were turned off also detonated, or whether it was only the ones that were on, and what particular network they were using, because that could obviously also point to how this attack was actually orchestrated. But it's also interesting to note that this really is a high stakes form of what people call like hybrid warfare. Like if there had been a conventional strike that had wounded hundreds of people, of Hezbollah fighters inside Lebanon, then you'd be hearing already talks about war. But this kind of unconventional attack, where it's not known exactly how it was carried out and who by, makes it all a bit more murky.
It's a lot of people out here. It's like no women out there. They're all dudes. All males. Interesting. Well, heart goes out to the folks that were affected by this. That's unfortunate. There's some crazy stuff going on, huh? The pager explosions in Lebanon that have wounded thousands and killed at least 8 people. Beirut AP goes pagers. This is by Bassem Moro and Abby Sewell and Karim Chahabit. Chahayib. I think that's how you say it. Excuse me. I'm sorry for butchering that. Pagers used by hundreds of members of the militant group Hezbollah exploded near simultaneously in Lebanon and Syria on Tuesday, killing at least 9 people, including an 8-year-old girl. That's crazy. AP is saying that it's taking the lives of 9 people, including an 8-year-old girl, and wounding several thousand. That's insane. Officials said Hezbollah and Lebanese government blamed Israel for what appeared to be a sophisticated remote attack. A U.S. official said Israel briefed the U.S. on the operation, in which small amounts of explosives secreted in the pagers were detonated. What? On Tuesday, after it was concluded, the person spoke on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to discuss the information publicly. The Israeli military declined to comment. Among those wounded was Iran's ambassador to Lebanon. That's wild, man. Oh no, dude. This is not good. This is not good. The mysterious explosions came amid rising tensions between Israel and Iran-backed Hezbollah, which have exchanged fire across the Israel and Lebanon border since the October 7th attack by Hamas that sparked a war in Gaza. The pagers that blew up had apparently been acquired by Hezbollah after the group's leader ordered members in February to stop using cell phones, warning they could be tracked by Israeli intelligence. Man, that's crazy, dude. So now y'all got pagers and they're oh man. That doesn't seem good. A Hezbollah official told the Associated Press the pagers that were a new brand, but declined to say how long they had been in use. Of course, you're not going to tell. Now they're saying Israel had, like, this isn't a. These people are insane, dude. This is getting wild. Leading Lebanese novelist says halting Hezbollah attacks is now a war goal as officials warn of a wider operation. So we continue at about 3:30 p.m. local time on Tuesday as people shopped for groceries, sat in cafes, or drove cars and motorcycles in the afternoon. Traffic, the pagers in their hands or pockets, started heating up and then exploding, leaving blood-splattered scenes. Oh, that's insane. And panicking bystanders. It appeared that many of those hit were members of Hezbollah. Oh, wow. But it was not immediately clear if others also carried the pagers. Yeah, like, how do you know that all of these people, man, that's... The blasts were mainly in areas where the group was where the group has a strong presence, particularly a southern Beirut suburb in the Bakwa region, or Baka, the Bakwa, I would just say that region of eastern Lebanon, as well as in Damascus. According to Lebanese security officials and Hezbollah official, the Hezbollah official spoke on condition of anonymity because he was not authorized to talk to the press. The explosions came hours. So we continue. The explosions came hours after Israel's internal security agency said it had foiled an attempt by Hezbollah to kill a former senior Israeli security. Wait, hold up. One more time. The explosions came hours after Israel's internal security agency said it had foiled an attempt by Hezbollah to kill a former senior Israeli security official using a planted explosive device that could be remotely detonated. So they're going after, the folks at Hezbollah are going after former senior Israeli security officials, like, are unofficial, but they're going after officials who are former. They're not even in anymore, as what they're saying. I don't know. I'm just breaking this down. Yeah, they're definitely at war here. Like, this is insane. They're trying to plant something. Wow. State Department spokesman Matthew Miller said the United States was not aware of this incident in advance and was not involved. At this point, we're gathering information, he said. So the State Department is saying we have nothing to do with this, huh? Okay. Okay. Experts said that the pager explosions pointed to a long planned operation, possibly carried out by infiltrating the supply chain and rigging devices with explosives before they were delivered to Lebanon. So, whoa, hold up. Experts said that the pagers pointed to a long planned operation, possibly carried out by infiltrating the supply chain. Oh, wow. And rigging the devices. That is like like intricate warfare, like, right? Like somebody really planned that out. It's just not saying that this happened, but dude, you have to go into the distributing, like the manufacturing, and you're paying somebody and they're slipping it. Like, that is like espionage at that point. If they don't know about it, someone's slipping in or being hired to slip in to insert. That's insane, man. Like, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but like, this is what the AP is saying. Hey, yo, that's crazy. Let's continue with this. Like, whatever the means, it is targeted in an extraordinary breadth of people with hundreds of small, man, that's crazy. Whoever or wherever the pager carrier happened to be that left some main. What? It targeted an extraordinary like group of people with hundreds of wherever the pager carrier happened to be. So that specific carrier, that's crazy. Oh no. Oh no. One online video showed a man picking through produce at a grocery store when the bag he was carrying at his hip explodes. Oh my God. Sending him sprawling to the ground and bystanders running. No, no. At overwhelmed hospitals, wounded were rushed in on stretchers. Same with missing hands. Wow. Wow. Okay, so now we're getting into the nitty gritty here. Hold up. At overwhelmed hospitals, wounded were rushed in on stretchers, some with missing hands. Faces partly blown away are gaping holes. Oh my God. At the hips and legs, according to AP photographers. Oh, wow. On a main road in central Beirut, a car door was splattered with blood and the windshield cracked. Lebanon's health minister, Faraz Abiad, told Qatar's Al Jazeera's network at least 9 people were killed, including an 8-year-old girl, and some 2,750 were wounded, and 200 of them critically by the explosions. Like, they're critically wounded, man. 200 is a lot of people. 2,750 is a lot of people. 9 people dead is a lot of people. That's not cool, man. What's going on? And most had injuries to the face, hand, or around the abdomen. Oh people put their phones in their little shirt pockets and stuff like that. You get a little shirt pocket, you put it like right here or whatever, or you got a vest. People wear vests, they put those on, or like, you put them in your pocket. And there's women that put them in their purse, or if they're over there in the Middle Eastern countries. I don't know how they're doing it over there. I'm sure folks are wearing bags and stuff like that, but they're having it to their heads, or like, dude, that's not cool, dude. Oh my God, that's crazy. It appeared 8 of the dead belonged to Hezbollah. Wow. The group issued a statement confirming at least 2 members were okay. And one of them was the son of Hezbollah member in parliament. One was the son of Hezbollah member. So was this person, according to the Hezbollah official who spoke anonymously, excuse me. I don't know why. Because I'm so intrigued with this part. It's that one was the son. So was this son actively in, or was this son an innocent bystander, but he happens to be the son of Hezbollah member in part? Like, I would love to know that. That makes it just whatever, man. The group later issued announcements that 6 other members were killed. That's crazy, though it did not specify how. Quote, we hold the Israeli enemy fully responsible for this criminal aggression that also targeted civilians, Hezbollah said, adding that Israel will, quote, for sure get its just punishment. Oh my man, that's wild, bro. Iranian state-run IRNA news agency said that the country's ambassador Murtaba Edmani, I think that's how you pronounce it, was superficially wounded by Expode. Wait, what? State-run news agency was superficially wounded by an exploding pager and was being treated at the hospital. Man, this is wow, dude. These whatever's there. Oh. This is like stirring up a hornet's nest right now, like no other. This is like fuel to the fire. Like I have never seen. Like October 7th, like was crazy, and just all the stuff, just is insane. Oh my! And this, you just do this. This is just fuel to the fire right now. Previously, Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah had warned the group's members not to carry cell phones, saying they could be used by Israel to track and target them. Sean Morehouse, a former British Army officer and ordnance disposal expert, said videos of the blast suggested a small charge as small as a pencil eraser had been placed into the devices. Wow. They would have had to have been rigged prior to delivery, very likely by Mossad. Oh, wow, dude. Israel's Foreign Intelligence Agency, he said. That's crazy. The news over the past couple days, this is on a whole other level. There's some people moving on a whole other level here, folks. On a whole other level. Elijah J. Magnier, a Brussels based senior political risk analyst, said he spoke with Hezbollah members who had examined pagers that failed to explode. That triggered the blast, he said, appeared to be an error message sent to all devices that caused them to vibrate, forcing the user to click on the buttons to stop the vibration. The combination went off. A small amount of explosives hidden inside and ensured that the user was present when the blast went off. Oh, what? I mean, the whole it literally was going right over my head until this part here. He said he spoke with the members who had examined the pagers that failed to go off. Yeah, of course. They got to be breaking that down, right? These crazy folks out there, man. Wow. The trigger, he said, appeared to be an error message. Wow. That's sent to all devices. Cause them to vibrate, forcing the user to click on the button. Oh, man. The combination detonated a small amount of hidden inside and ensured the user, like, yeah, you had to touch the device. It wasn't like, hey, you just set it down away from your body, you go take a shower, or you're going to run, or whatever it is whatever you're doing, you putting it away and you're away from it. And then it just goes off, and it like you come back and go, wow, my pager just went off. Like, what's going on with this? Wow, that could have been me. No, these folks set it up to where this is what this guy is saying. This is what a senior political risk analyst from Brussels is saying. Not me. This is what this individual is saying. These people made sure that you were in the room for this. You had to be touching the device for this. Man, this is... Dude, what world are we living in right now? Let's continue. Dude, this AP article is going in. Like, yo... That's why I go to the AP. They go in with this. It's crazy. If you're enjoying this, please hit the like, share, and the subscribe button. If you're learning anything, if you're enjoying any of this content, please let me know what you think about this. Shout out to the AP. Israel has a long history of carrying out deadly operations well beyond its borders. This year, separate Israeli airstrikes in Beirut killed Salah Orari, a senior Hamas official and top Hezbollah commander. I heard about this individual. A mysterious explosion in Iran, also blamed on Israel, killed Ismail Haniyeh. I heard about this individual is a Hamas supreme leader. Israel has taken out Hamas militants in the past with booby-trapped cell phones, and it's widely believed to have been like, dude, they got cell phone. Like, somebody is getting so close to the people that they're disassembling cell phones and they're putting stuff in it, and they just go and they just put it right here, and that person just goes, oh, okay, let me go take this phone, let me go back to doing whatever the heck I was doing. Not good things, in my personal opinion. And then boom, they go to use this phone, and they're just, I mean, folks, this is unreal. Like, this is a war. This is a war for sure. Like, no one's doing this unless they are in an active war, and this is like the current. It's like 21st century unconventional warfare here. Where are we at here? Widely believed to have been behind the Stuxnet computer virus attack. That's crazy. A nuclear program on Iran's nuclear program in 2010. The pager also likely stoked Hezbollah's worries about vulnerabilities and security in communications, as Israel officials are threatening to escalate their months-long conflict. The near daily exchanges of fire between Israel and Hezbollah have taken thousands or hundreds of in Lebanon and several dozen in Israel, and have displaced tens of thousands on both sides of the border. Janine Hanis Placart, or Placards, Placart, I think that's how you pronounce it, and the UN Special Coordinator for Lebanon deplored the attack and warned that it marks an extremely concerning escalation in what is an already unacceptable volatile context. On Tuesday, Israel said that halting Hezbollah's attacks in the north to allow residents to return to their homes is now an official war goal. Israeli Defense Minister Gallant said this week the focus of the conflict is shifting from Gaza to Israel's north, and the time is running out, for a diplomatic solution, with Hezbollah saying the trajectory is clear. This story has been updated to correct the names of the Hezbollah lawmaker's son taken by a pager blast. Associated Press. Shout out to all these individuals here. Hussein Mallah. And shout out to Abby Swell at the Associated Press. This was a very detailed article. I'm not going to lie. Let me know what you folks think in the comment section below. I mean, this is very terrifying news. That's all I have to say to that. This is very terrifying news. We'll be back with more. I'll try to keep you updated. This has to be a developing story, because are they really allowing this for warfare? This has to be against like the Geneva Convention or something like that. Like this is not right. And if they're using it for this, what else? Like, are they going to be doing this for people's phones? Like, how far does this go? Like, right? How far does this go? So anyway, that's what I got to say about it.